All right, we're going to get started. And of course, we are going to start with finding out whether people can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear us? Rich, say something. Oh
I am saying stuff. Look at that.
my gosh, it's a Christmas miracle. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final stream of 2025. As always, I am your lovely host, Valley Girl Heather, otherwise known as Heather Ashcraft. I am the social media manager here for Skydon Game Studios, and of course, with me is our very own Saint Nick himself, the man, the myth, the legend, of course, my friend Rich Lescaffair. Hey,
Howdy, howdy. Saint of anything, really, but I'll take
oh,
it.
you're my Saint Nick today. I'll send you that invoice soon. So hey, we haven't talked for a couple of months since. Is there a Christmas bonus? Okay, never mind. Hey, we haven't talked since Gamehole Con in October. Wow, and right around the release of Fantasy Star. So
Yeah, it's been a busy couple of months.
yes, it has. I mean, there was Pax Unplugged that was actually a little bit early this year, which I understand they're going back to December next year for their time frame. But this year it was before Thanksgiving. That was kind of insane. And of course, the Thanksgiving holiday, and then the lead into Christmas and the in Whamageddon and everything, as we were just talking about. Quite a bit going on. So, hey, let's kind of backtrack just a little bit back to about Gamehole and the release of Phantasy Star. How has it been going the last 2 months?
Pre-Whamageddon status.
Pre-Whamageddon status.
Yes, that's an important note to make.
Well, for
No,
some of you.
no, since Game Hall, not me yet, but now that we've talked about it, it will happen to me today. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah, we had a pretty exciting release since Game Hole. Everyone gotten their hard copies. Everyone's very excited. The PDF has been out. It's been doing very well. We have been back and forth with Sega on numbers and figures and everything going on. We're that's probably one of the first things I'll talk about is we
Okay.
are still back and forth with them on what we're going to come out with first, as far as corporate approvals and contracting and the like. But we will be discussing that as the stream goes on,
Okay.
as to what our plans are. Um, PAX was
Yes.
busy. It was
Let's.
probably the busiest PAX. I think we've been to PAX since the very first one, and this was the busiest that we've ever seen it. I was wondering whether or not, even though like December was better, maybe doing it before Thanksgiving is what got them the crowd that they did.
I was wondering if
So
how that time frame, the change of time frame, was going to work out for them. So you think
it
that
was
that
it
helped?
was packed. Yeah, it was packed. There
Ooh.
were there were just a lot of people every day. Yeah, like I said, it was as crowded as I ever saw it. We brought in stock. We were at the Studio Two booth. We didn't think we thought we brought too much, as far as like the Fantasy Star books. And by Sunday morning they were gone, and we had to tell people that we didn't have anything left. I mean, they were going.
That's awesome.
So and that was us even trying to, like, okay, let's let's see, do we have any more hiding somewhere? Do we have any more, here and there? And yeah, they we completely sold out. It was a good, probably the best packs that we had as far as sales was concerned. And there were a lot of people, so it was good. I mean, we go to PAX usually because it's one of the few Northeast cons that we go to, and the
Mhm.
food is always better. No offense. And
Well, you do have
and
the market right there, across from the convention center. So having been there, that is a big selling point. I gotta admit, it's like North Market. If you go to Origins, it's very much like that. So for those in the
well,
know.
and Chinatown, like 10 feet away. So
Oh,
like
the dim sum
nothing
bun.
but dim sum and
Oh,
ramen, and
yes.
it's never ending food fest. And So it was nice. It was all around. It was really good con.
So I
We
suppose.
did not.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, we did not get to run any games. That was the only downside. Scheduling games at PAX is
Oh gosh, a nightmare.
yeah, it's an adventure. We just didn't have the bandwidth to deal with any of that. So, but otherwise everything went great.
So I suppose next year, with it moving back into December, that's going to really kind of show whether or not it was the move that benefited the convention or if it was other factors going into it. So
Yep.
be very curious to see it when it moves back to December in 2026 to see what happens with that. But overall, that is awesome news. I mean, obviously, we love being able to sell out product at a convention. I mean, who doesn't? So, A, it's less you have to carry home, and B, obviously, that helps with the beer money and the food money. So, you do what you can. Okay, well, since PAX, I know things have been incredibly busy. We've barely had a chance to talk on both sides.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna open the floor at this point to you. I know you wanted to touch on a few things, so I'm just gonna let you take over and pick the
Okay.
topic. What do we want to talk about?
Where we are on where we are on projects.
That
I
sounds
know
like
last time we were talking at GameholeCon, we were discussing on the Esper Genesis side, we were discussing the Galactic Gazetteer, which
yes.
we have that in the works right now. Next year is kind of the start of where we're going to get that going, and I'm going to start getting a hold of people, and we're gonna put that together into most likely a Kickstarter, which I can do for Esper Genesis. It's exciting, and um, but that's actually going to have a lot of lore stuff, a lot of rules, and considering the timing, we are going to fit in. I know we what we started doing with Fantasy Stars, we started doing that entire variant rules concept to have people sort of build the game the way that they want, and we did that with the Technician's Guide for Esper Genesis, and we're kind of going to continue that trend with the Galactic Gazetteer for lore, like for every single like planet and area. We're going to introduce like variant rules for GMs to just sort of tailor their game to a different type of sci-fi. So like, because it's a galaxy, right?
Right.
You have different types of sci-fi genres. You have your space opera and your cyberpunk and your uh all of your different types of, your sci horror. We want to fit all those elements into that book so that, there's GMs have their choice of thematics along with variant rules that they can stick into the game or create their own worlds with that. That's probably one of the big things for that. For the Fantasy Star side, probably coming out a lot sooner. The very first thing is actually it's going to be a freebie. I'm calling it we're calling it boss fight. So one of the things that
Oh.
one of the things that we did not include in the main book is stats for Dark Force and Mother Brain and
Mm-hmm.
Trinity and all of the big bads that you face at the end of the games. We did that primarily because you know it was a lot of back and forth, and we figured out that giving them stats just sort of locks them down into, you can only fight this boss at this level with like this, and we were like, no, we don't want to do that. So but boss fight is going to be going to be the first of a few rules freebies that we're going to be throwing out for Fantasy Star that eventually we're going to be compiling into. I'll get to that later, actually, but but boss fight will give you some base rules on how to tailor boss combats in Phantasy Star tabletop role playing, along with how to generate stats and all the special features that you can have for each of the big bosses in the Phantasy Star franchise, or at least the majority of the big bosses in the Phantasy Star franchise. So that way, you can face off. I think probably one of the examples um, that I was thinking about was in the very first game. You know, you reach this particular point in the game and you go to sleep and you are attacked by like a by an extension of Dark Force.
Hmm.
What level are you at that time? I don't know. Like who is like and it's sort of a guide as to like how to introduce that in the middle of your game, how to introduce how to create smaller variants of your boss. What kind of
Oh, yeah.
stats does your boss have in there? Kind of like the 5e layer actions, but a little more tailored to the specific creature that you're facing. So that's going to be the first. That is going to be out likely before the adventures that we have coming out. We do have an adventure series. I would like to do two adventure series for PSTR. One dedicated to the algo system, and the other one dedicated to the goal. Where But before then, we'll likely have the Search for Levino out for sale, and decided even though I was just running them at cons, because of the delay in
Yeah.
in the our I should say I our
The one,
okay to start generating
the
more content.
discussions, the
Yeah,
discussions we saying it.
the discussions are saying that are happening. So I want to put the new Pioneers, which I've been
Yay!
running at cons, and I'm going to be running that at Winter Fantasy also. But
Very nice.
I'll put that into to like printed like actual published, I should say, adventure format, to get a little bit of some for the PSO fans out there, and get that going as well, for sale. That's coming out after boss fight. Um, there's going to be another freebie that goes into gear, specifically more weapons variants, some custom rules for mags. Does not have a name yet. It is, we'll just call it unannounced equipment freebie.
TBA. TBA.
Yeah,
TBA
CBA,
now.
CBA, yeah, to be announced, TBA, TBA.
We gotta give them something to look forward to in
Yes,
2026.
yes. Well,
Robert's
so
alive.
that leads me into my, so once we get the paperwork going, we do have the okay, but we just have to get everything sort of, signed and sealed. But we're going to be putting out a custom dice set. There will
Nice.
be a screen with a starter adventure dice in it. There
Yes.
needs to be one.
Yes.
That's just expected with that. So yeah, dice screen. Probably looking later into 2026. We want to get a miniatures, or at least like some miniatures going. That could either come in the form of, we want 3D miniatures. We might also release the little character tokens, things like that. So that way there's a variety of things that people can have use for the game. As far as content is concerned, things like boss fight and those are going to get expanded and probably put together into the universe expansion. So the next thing we want to work on, in addition to variant rules, is we want to do an expansion book, kind of like the Galactic Gazetteer for Esper Genesis, but this one is going to have content from the Fantasy Star Universe series. It's going to have variant rules that go into that. It's going to the actually that's another thing. After boss fight, I had just so much on the list. Did I write any of this down
No,
before
of
we
course
started?
not.
Why would I do any of
This
this?
is a professional outfit. We just do
just
this
just
because.
calling it from the top of my head. Um, we have so there's been discussion about how we were going to go into expanding character advancement. So one of the main things that we did when we did Fantasy Star tabletop role playing was we wanted to create like a very streamlined and cohesive and easy way to do D20, or at least easier than what exists. And part of the changes that we made were for the game itself and for Fantasy Star, but at the same time, we were trying to leave ourselves space to expand on those character features in our own way. So one of the things that's going to be in the expansion, which we might do some preview freebies for, and maybe an open playtest for, was we were going to take the existing professions and the paths, and we were breaking them down into customized character paths where you can mix and match, kind of like multi-classing, but not exactly. Where you can kind of take character features and mix and match them into your profession, so that way you can customize your character even more. We felt that the way that we did the features in the professions, um, we had gotten rid of the 5e feats for that purpose, because doing that would have just compounded what we were planning on doing, which is breaking down the professions into different features that you can put together. Um, so everyone will see that. I'm pretty sure we have room for a playtest for it. So that way, GMs that have already started campaigns and started playing can take existing characters and work with those features and put them in. So that we're super excited about. It will it will explain, have people that ask me, it's like, why did you do this in this book? And I'm like, we have plans. There's a reason. There's a reason for
There was a
the
method to the madness.
there's a
Bear with
method to the
us.
madness. Yes, yes. There's a reason for all of these changes and all these variants, and all of these actually lead into stuff that we want to do. Reason being, because of we are introducing stuff like Fantasy Star Universe, and for really, even PSO, like um, there are things in those games, or at least, like, where, yes, the characters do have types, and they are linear, in a certain way, but at the same time, like, I used to have talks with people about their PSO and PSU characters. Oh yeah, it's this and it's that, and especially once you get into the expansions, and they have all of these different elements that they incorporated with the different weapons that they're using, and they want to make sort of like their character, right?
Yeah.
Their main that they played without having to jump around, in the middle of the set rules that are there, and that's what we're looking to accomplish.
So I think that mostly answered your question, Star Goblin. Um, because they were just asking, you mentioned that this was universe expansion. Does that mean it's specific to Fantasy Star Universe, or is this book also for Classic plus PSO content? So,
It's going it's going to it's going to cover it's going to cover all three. It's going
yeah,
to have universe content, and it's going to have rules that covers all three.
because
So that
there have been requests. I mean, people have talked about wanting, you know, universe and online based content, coming out. And there were reasons why it wasn't in the original book. Part of it was space. Part of it was still needing approvals from
Mhm.
Sega. So that's what is being worked on. Now I'm going to jump back. I'm going to pause you for a second and jump back, because there has been on the Discord, and if anybody out there listening is not part of our Discord community, please get onto our Discord community, because that is the place to keep up with all the information and connect with so many other fans of the game series, of the tabletop, all of it, and so much information goes in there. Please join the Discord. You will not be disappointed, I think. But there's been a lot of discussion over the last few months regarding the VTT side of the game, both Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and I know Shard has been our Shard thread has been pretty busy. Can you touch on some of the VTT stuff? Where are we at with any of that, if anywhere?
We are at very, very early stages. The issue with VTT honestly really comes down to there needs to be more of a presentation and discussion, and licensing discussion and things like that, as far as getting the game itself onto VTT. Which I understand. That's par for the course as far as getting licensed stuff on VTT. As far as, Sega is very, very new or I would say brand new, I guess, to the TTRPG market. So, just the discussion of a VTT is like a foreign element as far as getting that information, aboard. So, uh, we are we do want to do it. It is an early discussion. It's probably, we're probably not looking at getting it going until later in 2026. So, the very first thing that we're going to focus on is getting content out, getting the screen out, getting the dice out, getting the adventures
Yeah.
out, getting all the things out that would end up going on VTT anyway, before getting the VTT going forward.
And that everybody has wanted for months anyway, because these are all the things that people have been requesting. So yes, we're trying to. It's a it's a process. It's a
It's a
process.
process, yeah.
But hey, we're in better shape now than we were 2 months ago on some of those things. Now we're really looking at getting those in, eventually into production fairly soon ish. So it's closer than we were 2 months ago. That's all I'm
I
saying.
we have stuff that's just sitting. It's just ready. Like, okay, this is ready. It's ready to go, and
Yeah.
it's just a waiting game. At this point in time.
Okay, so let's go into 2026. Obviously, we have the merch for that we're the merch side of things for Fantasy Star. We've got the all the new updates, the scenarios. Let's jump back to conventions. Where are they going to be able to find PS games, even Esper Genesis games? I mean, we know those. Give us a rundown of the cons for 2026 as we know it so far.
2026 right now, officially on the books. The next convention we're going to be is at Winter Fantasy. That's going to be in breezy Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it's we're going to have, I believe we're running both the Search for Luvino and the New Pioneers there.
Okay.
There's only going to be two of us there. Eric and I will be there. It's a smaller con, but it's a wonderful con, actually. I have the most fun there because
I heard.
it is the hub for Baldwin Games, who
Yeah.
sponsors most of our Esper Genesis games, and they essentially pretty much run the D&D organized play program right now. And there's a lot of events there, and there's just going to be a lot of, I get to hang out with my industry friends in a oops, sorry, that was my microphone. In a small setting,
Yeah.
and it's very friendly, and like everyone's just, it's a good time. So
I need to get over
I'm
there. I'm only like a
yeah.
few hours away because I'm in northern Illinois. I really should. Jenny Loveday's been bugging me for a few years, like to come out.
Yeah,
She's like, "You're close, come on
yeah, bring
out."
it over.
So
Or
Winter Fantasy is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It is February 4th through 8th. I wanted to look up the date. So that's where it starts. That's kind of the start of the con season. So take us from there. So
so our next so the now we're getting into springtime, and that's going to be
yes,
sort of a toss up. We have not decided whether or not we're going to GaryCon yet.
I'll be there.
I might, yeah,
I'm
I might
hoping you guys will be there, but you know.
I might be there myself, but I don't know if I'll be there as far as, like, representing the company, running games or selling books or anything like that. So I may be there myself. The other convention that is up in the air is MegaCon in Orlando,
Okay.
and that is let's see, March 19th to the 22nd.
Yeah.
And that is easy for me to get to because it's just a drive. That's just the I'm less than 3 hours from Orlando. So if we get games on the schedule, that's where we'll be.
Okay.
That's, yeah, springtime's kind of the so that's going to be the up in the air. That said, actually, let's go through the rest of the year first.
Yeah. Just jump.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely on the books are, from summer on, Gen Con is an absolute. Um, Origins, which happens before, is another up in the air. Like I said, for spring. But Gen Con is
Yeah.
absolutely, Gamehole Con is absolutely,
Yep.
and PAX Unplugged is absolutely. Those are always the cons later in the year that we are at, every year. Um, so that and Winter Fantasy are the four that are absolutely there. Now, uh, what we would like to do, and what I'll be sending out, is we I intended on sending it out a couple of weeks ago, but we wanted to wait until like all of the Christmas craze
Yeah.
has passed to put everything together. But we are going to be looking for volunteer GMs to run official games for both Fantasy Star and Esper Genesis. We have someone working on kind of putting together our convention events, which have been, somewhat lacking over the past few years, for reasons.
It's been busy.
but
It's been
but
busy. It's been crazy
but
just trying to get
yeah,
Fantasy Star out. So yeah.
yeah, and even before that, getting Expedition out,
Expedition.
getting Esper Genesis reprinted.
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a couple years, honestly. But yeah, we're planning on putting together official events. We're looking for volunteer GMs that want to run games. We will be offering, incentives such as badges, and depending on where you are, possibly housing. We will look into that. But the very first thing that we're going to be doing is setting out signups for GMs and organizers that are interested in running either Fantasy Star events or Esper Genesis events. Some of these will be online, so you won't have to go anywhere to get
Yeah,
badges or housing,
that'd be good.
or anything like that. So we want to get that going. That's going to be, those cons that I was talking about. Oh, you know what? I completely missed one.
Oh,
Because we also we went to the first one last year, and I'm going to be there again this year, and that's MomoCon,
yes,
in Atlanta.
yes. We got to talk about MomoCon too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was, I think that was the first time you ran Fantasy Star this year. That was the first kind of debut of the system to anybody but
Hmm.
us internally. So the first view to the public was MomoCon, and that's the tabletop section of MomoCon is actually helped or is organized primarily by our friend Jenny Loveday, who does an amazing
Correct.
job. She really works her tail off. Believe me, I helped her as an assistant a couple of years ago. Before that, I see how much work that woman does for that. But yeah, so MomoCon is also a really fun con. That's what
I'm
that's
looking at I'm looking at the list right now of the conventions that I'm listing for like volunteer GMs. I'm like, how did I leave any of these out? There's MomoCon, there is QuestCon, which is also in Orlando,
yes.
and
They're supposed to be
and
putting out an announcement too soon. I'm
mhm.
curious what it is. So yeah, QuestCon. That's also
That's in
Orlando.
Orlando. That's in Orlando in the fall. Yes.
Yeah. So
So
we'll get a
we
list.
have
I will get the list from Rich. I will get the list and I will get that out. And as soon as we know what's going on.
this month's newsletter, which should be going out
Yes.
uh by, what is today? The 16th?
Today, something like that. That's we're
By
gonna
either by
yes.
by
We're
either by either the by over this weekend, or that next Monday, which is
get it out now because otherwise I don't think there's any time between now and the first of the
now the first of the yeah now the first of the year
year.
before New Year's. Right? No.
We're both crazy busy for the next month or so after this.
You are absolutely correct. But that'll be going out. That will have the GM and organizer signups, the sign up list, and the list of conventions that we plan on attending,
Yeah.
and and that'll be that, along with our announcements. Let's see what's next. What's next? Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're on a roll. You're doing. This is good.
I'm only on a roll because I ramble, because 'cause I just, oh yeah, this, and then
Okay,
that thing, and
you're
then that thing, and then that thing,
good.
that thing. I, by the way, which is really funny. I'm only this disorganized on video. I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Like we are incredibly organized behind the scenes, but we get on like something like this, and it just all kind of goes right out.
I'm like, oh yeah, I had this listed here. I was going to talk about it. Where did it go? It's in a different window on the side.
And, well, that's your fault. So
You
mine
are correct.
that didn't even give me a list. I don't even have a list. I just
I am tech deficient in some cases.
okay. So we've talked cons. We've talked the organized play program that is getting up and running. Because I know people were asking about that even before the book came out. We are talking stuff coming down the pipeline for 2026. The newsletter, again, if anybody out there is not signed up for the newsletter, highly, highly suggest you get onto that list. And you can do that very easily. Go onto the Skydon Game Studios website, and there's a little spot, I think, towards the bottom that will allow you to sign up for the newsletter. There's lots of good information. And I do believe that Richard may be slipping in a couple of other little bits and pieces just for the holidays on that. I'm not even going to talk about it because I don't even think he knows fully what he's putting in there yet. Because we were talking about it beforehand and we haven't quite gotten it, but it's coming.
I have enough where I can talk about some of it.
Okay, talk about what you can talk about.
And then we're gonna, because it's gonna get announced in the newsletter, and then it's gonna get announced by whatever, whatever genius that Heather puts together on the websites.
Oh. I'll see what I can do.
Like
I'll put it together. You put it on the website. I'm not the tech person.
Oh, I mean, on our social media channels.
Yes, I'll get it out there. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat. If we can answer them, we will absolutely answer them. This is your last chance for 2025. So go ahead, Rich.
All right. So what we want to do is we do want to do a bit of a holiday giveaway.
Yes, we
do. To our loyal fans and fellow gamers and
our supporters.
Our supporters, yes.
The people who allow us to do this, who keep us going, so we can keep doing this. Yeah.
So part of the offer, it'll be a sign up. Either probably in the form of select your prize. And include your email address. And what is going to be on the list is for those of you that did not get into the pre-order, we are giving away free copies of the Search for Levino starter adventure, which we are still attempting to get up on for sale, but in this case you can get it for free and have an adventure to play with your Phantasy Star tabletop. We have and that's probably going to be, I believe that's 10 winners that we're going to have for that. But that'll be specified in the list. We have the PDF bundle for the Esper Genesis game. For those of you that have not gotten into Esper Genesis yet, we are giving away the PDF bundle of all 3 of the hardcover books.
And we're doing 5 winners on that one. So five people will get all of Esper Genesis, so you will have it all ready to go to give it a try and bring it to your friends and see what you guys think.
Those winners can select either the PDF bundle or their choice of the VTT. If they choose.
Yeah.
In the same vein, there's also going to be Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, which is our D&D and Esper Genesis sci-fi fantasy mashup adventure path. That we're also going to be offering PDF wise or VTT wise, but VTT. Let's see, what do we have with that? We have Shard. It's on Shard right now, and it's on Roll20. Fantasy Grounds is still a thing. I can put that together. For when it's out, we will be giving away free PDF copies of the New Pioneers, our Phantasy Star tabletop adventure that is kind of a mini prequel to Phantasy Star Online. That's all I can say about that.
Well, up to this point, it has been purely a play experience. Like you run it and people can play it, and that's it. It wasn't even going to be released. It's been a con exclusive since. But we are going to bring it to you guys. Yes, we are.
that also means that once it's released, I can create another con exclusive
Yeah, you can.
that will be running later on in the
Yeah.
year. Uh, Also on the list is an Esper Genesis dice set.
Yes.
These are the dice sets that we had originally released with Esper Genesis. They have only been available for sale at conventions.
Yeah.
We've never had them for sale on the site or anything else. They've only been at cons. So if you're interested in getting a copy of those, they're really cool looking.
Yeah, we're doing 2 winners on that. Only two people. Only two
Only two,
winners. We're gonna do that.
only two for that. And that leads us into the Esper Genesis hardcover of the core manual. And
And
also a hard. Oh, go ahead. Oh,
yep,
and a Fantasy Star tabletop role playing hardcover. Those
one of
are
each.
one of each.
Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be a whole list. We've been kind of playing around. We kind of came up with this last minute, but we really wanted to do something for everybody. So if you want to find out more information, you want to be one of the first to hear about this and get your stuff in, get subscribed to our newsletter, get on our Discord, make sure you get on our socials, and that information will be coming down the pipeline very, very soon, probably by the end of the week. A question. Speaking of Christmas, I do believe there is still a little bit of time left if people order, at least in the continental U.S. I can't say outside of that, but at least in the continental U.S. First of all, this giveaway is unfortunately for pretty much for the U.S. only. This is
Well, the
well,
digital ones can be anywhere,
yeah,
but the physical ones are US only. Yeah.
the physical ones are U.S. only. So unfortunately, it's just with the tariffs and the shipping and everything else, with everything going on, unfortunately, it's just not gonna. We just can't ship directly like this on those. But the PDFs, again, PDFs are good pretty much anywhere. That's easy enough. So yeah. But yeah, I think there's still enough time if you go onto our website and order the Phantasy Star book. If you order any of the Esper Genesis books, I do believe there's still just enough time. They make great Christmas gifts. Just gonna throw that out there. So if there's someone in your life that your friends, your fellow players, whatever it is, that want a copy of Phantasy Star or Esper Genesis, any of the Esper Genesis books, there is still time, but you're running a fine line there, folks. You got to get those orders in as quickly as possible.
And for I believe for the holiday season, if you order right off the website, there is also the free PDF copy that comes.
Yeah. So yeah, free PDF copy on those. All right. Boom. Gosh, you went over all that. Again, newsletter will be out by the end of this week. Just because he set his deadline and he knows if he doesn't get it out by then. Because Christmas is already next week. How is Christmas already next week?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, this month is already halfway over and I'm not ready. I'm just not.
See, I already put this deadline in my phone, so my phone screams at me. It's like, do this stupid, and then it doesn't really say do this stupid, although maybe I should start putting that in there. But so questions, anybody?
Yes.
At all?
There are any questions?
Throw them out there.
Other than that, I mean, do you have plans for Christmas? Because just hunkering down and hiding.
I know I have. We're having family over. We're having one set of family over, and then we are taking a trip after Christmas to visit a different set of family. That's Christmas is one of those holidays where, even though like we kind of talk, my wife and I are like, we should just not do anything. And then it's like, kind of sucks to be alone, I suppose. We have each other and stuff, but
yeah,
you have all these people that are like, are you coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? And we're like, okay, fine. So you want to celebrate with people, the holidays. We're friendly folk. We like to celebrate them.
There you go. You still need to send me your address so I can send you a Christmas card. I'm just gonna poke you like in front of people right now about that.
You have
Um,
my address. I have your address. You have my you
do I?
have my.
I thought I might, but
I
I'm still gonna bug you
I
after
sent
this.
you things.
I should. I know it's somewhere, but if not, I'm gonna bug you again just to text it to me. Okay,
Yeah, let's see
we have some
questions.
questions. Yes. How did the new Pioneer sessions go when you ran them?
They were a lot of fun. The one game had a group of Fantasy Star players, that were really excited, and they all happened to be like the majority of the table were PSO players, so it was really great. They loved that. That was they were very excited. They liked the story. They liked getting involved. They were, having discussions about, well, they're having discussions about the PSO missions that come along after it, and that was a really good time. I ran a couple other sessions. They went really well. Like I really didn't have any. We had fun for each and every one of them. I had one table that had two adults and like three or four kids under 10.
Oh,
and
tough
and that
audience.
was no, and you know what? They had a blast.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm a very, I'm very easygoing GM. I just like for everybody, as long as everybody is having fun and they're having a great time, it's great. Like we ran I ran a session for the Search for Levino at QuestCon, and like, I the table that I was at just suddenly turned everything into this like ridiculous action anime. We had this, amazing time, and
That
that was
sounds
a lot of
fun.
fun.
That
Yeah,
sounds
just
like
as
a
long as
lot.
you are having fun, that's the goal. That's the goal when you sit down to play anything. So yeah, no, it was really good. I actually learned a lot as far as elements that I put in the adventure. So there are some things that I'm going to tweak for release for GMs. It's a lot easier to run when I'm myself because I can just make stuff up on the fly. And
Always. It's always
and
the case. I run
yeah.
into that every time I'm writing a scenario, and I'm just thinking, it's like every time I play test it, it just, yeah. Ugh, I hate writing stereo instructions like that. Okay, another question.
Oh, I see
Oh,
it. Yeah, I see it.
yeah.
I see it. I'm gonna have to give disappointing news. The last of the meow pins
Sorry.
were gone at PAX.
Yeah.
They are finito. Uh, will I be making more? Probably. At some point, along with others. There is another pin design that we have in mind that we want to do for next year.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yay.
so,
More to
but
add.
again, yeah, more. So by Gen Con, you will probably be seeing more pins, meow or otherwise, that will be appearing.
The meow ones are really they're really cool. They're really cute. They're not as big. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than on, but I'm glad it's not because it fits on the lanyard really nicely. So
Hmm. Well, most pins are, I believe, I think 2.5 inches is the and a lot of pins look bigger because they're 2.5 inches on either side. But meow is really long and thin, so
yeah,
it only covers the length, but it still fits. It fits very nice on lanyards and backpacks.
the only time you can actually have that conversation, and that would be a happy thing. Okay, so moving on. There we go. All
Oh
right.
man,
Yeah, I know. That's
that
terrible.
that changed fast.
That escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly.
But yeah, so yes, but there are more pins again along with the rest of the merchandise. So the meow pins were just the beginning. So we'll see if that design comes back or maybe a different meow design, plus a couple of others, one or two others that will be fun because the pin exchanges have become really big over the last
Hmm.
5 years or so ish. Especially, I mean, at Gen Con, there's a whole. I know that at Gen Con, especially, I've seen it. Just there's
Well,
this whole thing that going from place to place. It's almost like a scavenger hunt, and then the trading and everything else. And we just went to Midwest Fur Fest. The hubby and I took our daughter, and yeah, I mean, they have a whole pin design. There are backpacks you can put the pins in that hold the pins in, in place. Oh, have you not seen those? They
I've
actually,
seen
yeah,
I've seen jackets that have like pin patch spots, but like not backpacks. But I
yeah.
imagine those would have come out first.
Yeah, no,
Um,
the backpacks, it's an actual backpack, it's usable, but it has the kind of clear plastic, and you unzip the clear plastic and you can put the pins in and then you zip it up. So if the backing comes off or there's an issue, it stays in the backpack so you can fix it. But and then you can and then when you wear it, you all your pins are showing off. So you don't have to worry about it. Because I have a jacket, my Game Master jacket, which has all my pins on it, but I've already lost the backing on one or two, and it's annoying. Um, so I've actually, like, well, these little backpacks that I can put all these pins on. But it's a huge thing. Like, people get angry when they can't get, like, that one exclusive pin or somebody sells out or something. It's a little cutthroat, honestly.
I like pins. I can't argue.
I do
The
too.
the meow pins were really kind of like an experiment, and they got super popular out of nowhere. So we want to make more. We're gonna see what goes into maybe the maybe we'll take part in the Penny Arcade, which is the Gen Con one.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
it. That's what it's called.
so yeah.
Now, when you get me a meow plush, then we'll talk. But yeah,
Yeah, that's. I don't think I'm gonna get the green light for that one.
what? I don't get a full size meow plush that I can curl
Yeah.
up with at night, scare the hell out of my own cats,
Yeah.
and yeah.
You talk to the corporate overlords.
Yeah, yeah. You just convince them how much money can be made. All right. One more request for any questions that are coming up, or we're going to wrap this up because it is the holiday season and there's a ton of things to do. I know I myself am prepping for two conventions coming up. One in January, I will be at the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo at Page. As a special guest, I'm running 5 panels and running 2 games. No, they are for one is Amazing Adventures from Troller Games, and the other one is my new Dark adventure I'm writing for Dark Space, which is more fun in space stuff. Prepping me for maybe writing a little bit for Phantasy Star later. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm prepping that. It's going to be a play test. It's called the Great Space Scavenger Race of 3199. It's going to be, hell on wheels, almost literally. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm doing that. And then I'm staying over in Philly for a few days, and then I will be a keeper at the Cthulhu in a Castle. I am writing the Mansions of Madness, literally the entire book of Mansions of Madness in my own
Wow.
twisted. I am putting all 5 scenarios together into one big mega scenario. So if anybody's going to be there, if you've gotten in and gotten a ticket, you will find me there as well as some special guests. It's chaosing big time, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's the inaugural event, so really excited. But I've got a gazillion things to do besides that and making cookies. So
Yeah.
not seeing any more questions. Anything you want to throw out there? Again, this is our last live stream of 2025. The next one will be sometime potentially in
Nothing.
January.
Nothing that I can say. I can say that as far as we're concerned, there are a couple of really big things uh that we're putting together that we're discussing, but they are all NDA. They're all NDA to have. So
Yeah.
we can't really talk about them. But there's exciting stuff coming next year. I hate saying that. It's like there's exciting stuff coming. What it is, I can't tell you,
But
but it's
just
cool.
but all the things we've talked about. I mean, there's a lot there, and that's only the stuff we've talked about. There's even more bigger things coming down the pipeline on top of all that. So there's a lot to look forward to for 2026, and as soon as we can share it, believe me, we will be doing so because we got to talk about them, these things.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
the next stream technically it actually will probably not be until February, since I'll be gone for 2.5 weeks, and then so we'll probably do a Winter Fantasy wrap up in early after Winter Fantasy. So I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, happy, yummy, because of all the treats and everything else, fantastic holiday season over the next few weeks. I know, happy Hanukkah to our friends. Our thoughts and hearts go out to with everything that happened this past weekend. It's really kind of put Hanukkah for some of us in perspective. So we hope for all those affected that our hearts go out to you. Everybody for this holiday season, for Christmas, for New Year's, for Kwanzaa, for Hanukkah, there are so many. So there's a crazy amount of holidays, so that's why we say happy holidays and season's greetings and all that good stuff to everybody. Be safe hopefully your bills will not overwhelm you in January. Get some rest. Winter is for a little bit of hibernation. And get onto our Discord, get onto our newsletters. Some of that will all still be going out. You can still get your fix. And we can't wait to really start charging into 2026 with all the good stuff coming down the pipeline. So bear with us. It'll be worth it. We promise. And hopefully this year I will get to some of those cons. We will get to some of those cons together. So
we will actually be at more cons other than 2 together that we've had.
I am very much hoping for. Yeah, but that's a conversation we will be having later. So, all right. Well,
happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays from Rich, from myself, from everybody at Skydown Game Studios. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for everything for 2025. And we are going to see you next year in 2026 with even more. Bye, everybody.